Hello world, this is Wolfstar Games. It's Anton Savetin, and welcome to what I am calling this is a theory video on Kingdom Hearts Dark Road. So I've been having a couple of theories floating around in my head about Dark Road. I know it's been a while since the last story update. It's been, 9 months? It's like when I looked at my last video, it was like back in November last year that I had posted the last bit of story that Dark Road had to offer. And since then, I've looked back on my videos to refresh my memory of the story, especially like some little things that I may have glossed over before. So I have a couple of theories revolving around the new characters, specifically two of them. So with that, let's delve into my theories here. So to start off, in episode 1, we see Xehanort in front of 4 gravestones. And, I went into my theory of who those 4 are. So I still believe that the 4 gravestones belong to 4 of the new characters in this game. But there's actually 5 new characters in this game. So aside from the characters that we can add to our party, Ermid, Bragi, Erd, and Vor, there is also the mysterious Baldr, who you can't add to your party, as he comes much later in the story. Now, there's 4 gravestones, but there's 5 new characters. One of my theories is that 3 of the 4 that you can add into your party wind up dying, but 1 survives. Baldr, because of his worry of his sister's status, is gravestone number 4. So because Baldr is worried of his sister, he either goes out to seek the truth to find out what happened to her, or by some means, he, and by extension we the player, learn she's dead, and he goes out to seek the answers of her death. With either scenario, Baldr gets himself killed. The later scenario, though, if it were to happen, he would be blinded by his emotions, and through that would get himself killed. With Baldr's sister being one of the 7 missing Keyblade wielders, they're more than likely not just missing, they're dead. In real life, people go missing for a number of different reasons, but with Dark Road, we don't truly know why these 7 wielders have gone missing. Odin doesn't explicitly say why they've gone missing. Now, according to the National Missing and Unidentified Persons System, over 90,000 people are missing in the US at any given time. The average has been about 750,000 per year. Of those, approximately 60% are adults, 40% are juveniles, 52% are males, and 48% are females. On average, there's about 2,700 reported missing people each year that remain missing. Now, somehow, Odin gets wind that the 7 wielders are missing and tasks Xehanort, Ericus, and their friends/classmates to go and find them. So there's an undisclosed amount of time between the time the wielders went missing to when Odin catches wind that they're missing. During that time, the wielders could have wound up in a situation that was extremely dangerous. And given how darkness is already a presence in this game, they might have gotten hurt, killed, or been taken over by the darkness. All which would be viable reasons why they've gone missing. And all viable reasons for why Baldr would go out and seek out the answers about his sister. But the clincher here is he hasn't been told his sister is missing. If Ericus or someone else were to tell him his sister is missing, his worry would become tenfold, I feel, and go out headlong into danger. Probably seek out the darkness, the first seeker of darkness, if you will. But because of being emotionally blinded, he gets killed by the darkness. I feel all points lead to one of the 4 gravestones being Baldr's. If I'm completely wrong about this, that's fine. That's what making theories are for. Moving on to the other 3 graves, in my gut, I believe Ermid, Bragi, and Erd don't survive this story. That just leaves Vor, the one sole survivor of this new cast of characters. Now for the theory of why I believe Vor survives. I give you Kairi's grandmother. Now, I know this is one of the theories revolving around Vor already. I saw a Reddit post that claims Kairi's grandma and Vor have the same smile and height. Their height is very difficult to determine as well as their smiles, given the vastly different art style of Kairi's grandma in KH1 and Birth by Sleep compared to that of Vor in Dark Road. Let's look at it from a different aspect though. Vor and Kairi's grandma nearly have the same color palette. The majority of Vor's clothes is purple and white, the same colors of Kairi's grandma's dress and apron. And Vor's hair looks, to my eyes, to be sandy blonde, but of course, as we age, we develop gray hairs. The only thing that is vastly different about the two of them is their eyes. Kairi's grandma has blue eyes, just like Kairi, and Vor's eyes look to be turquoise. Now, turquoise is a cyanish green color. Now, cyan is the color between green and blue on the visible spectrum of light. You may be wondering where I'm going with this, but I am applying real-world, let's say, phenomena of the human eye. As we age, our eye color can change. That's right, our eye color can change. But can it really change for no apparent reason? In most people, the answer is no. Eye color fully matures in infancy and remains the same for life. But in a small percentage of adults, eye color can naturally become either noticeably darker or lighter with age. What determines eye color is the pigment melanin. Eyes that have a lot of it in the connective tissue at the front of the iris, called the stroma, are darker, while those that have less tend to be lighter. The levels of melanin generally remain the same throughout life, but a few things can change them permanently. The first is a handful of ocular diseases like pigmentary glaucoma. Another is a condition called heterochromia, or multicolored eyes, which affects about 1% of the population and is often caused by traumatic injuries. An example of this can be seen in the rock star David Bowie, who attributes his contrasting eye colors, hazel and light blue, to a blow to the face as a child. The third cause appears to be genetics. A study in 1997, for example, looked at thousands of twins and found that 10% to 15% of the subjects had gradual changes in eye color throughout adolescence and adulthood, which occurred at nearly identical rates in identical twins. So the bottom line here is eyes can change color in some people because of genetics or injury. I actually brought the subject of eye color changing as we age up to a coworker of mine, and she told me that her mother, when she was young, had brown eyes, but later in life, because of genetics, her eye color changed to green. And just as a side note, I read on Medical News Today that some people promote the use of honey and tepid water to change the color of the eyes gradually. But no scientific evidence supports this method and is not considered safe. Tap water and honey are not sterile and can cause infection, so do not try this method at home. I found this factoid interesting, but worrisome at the same time. I was like, some people actually promote this kind of harmful way to change your eye color? Anyway, with applying this real-world phenomena, it's not really a stretch of the imagination that Vor's eye color could change to blue permanently. The question is, though, is it from genetics or is it from an injury, as we brought up earlier? An injury from fighting the darkness, maybe? It's definitely got my gears turning in my head. Also, with Vor's age in conjunction with Kairi's grandma would actually make some sense because it came out that Xehanort and Ericus, as old men, are in their 80s. Vor is definitely younger, the youngest of the group. Yeah, you can argue that Kairi's grandma looks older than them, but given everything I just went through, all the dark roads lead to Vor being Kairi's grandma. One smaller thing to note, Kairi's grandma's quote-unquote fairy tale story of light and darkness and how there's different worlds, but they all got scattered. Vor heard the story of light and darkness and how the worlds got scattered from Master Odin. And she's been to the different worlds herself with Xehanort and Ericus. So I guess the bottom line is the more you dig deeper into the theory that Vor is Kairi's grandma, the more it looks to be that Vor is indeed Kairi's grandma. So with that, that is my theory on Dark Road at the moment. I've been thinking about this for a while, ever since I revisited my Let's Play. And, I certainly hope that before too long we'll get the last update here. It's supposed to be at the end of September, but I wouldn't be surprised if it gets delayed for whatever reason. But I wanted to make sure to make this video to go over my theories that I have. So by all means, if you have anything to add to my theories, feel free to voice them in the comments. I would love to hear what you guys think of any theories revolving around Baldr, and especially Vor, seeing that she's already gotten some theories revolving around her of being Kairi's grandma. I really do see the possibility with her being so. I don't think that Kairi's grandma would be Erd. She I want to say would be like about the same age as Xehanort and Ericus. I guess you could argue that it could be Erd, that the three of them are all the same age. But with what I just went over, it seems like it's more likely that it's Vor. Just with what research I went through to make this video. So anyway, I hope you guys all enjoyed this departure into Dark Road, especially seeing that I haven't posted a video about Dark Road in a very long time now, especially with LPing the game. But anyway, thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. And as usual, I hope you all have a wonderful day or night, wherever you may be.